Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a TV series review on a show that we watched on Amazon Prime called Paranormal 911. And for those of you who don't know about it, or people who haven't watched my videos, anybody who's watched them knows I love the paranormal. I love good ghost stories and monster stories and aliens and Bigfoot and UFOs and all kind of stuff. Well, when I see a good paranormal program, I will tell you about it. I did a video called My Paranormal Programs or something along those lines where I talked about the Dead Files, and there was another series of movies. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, those were good ones, and I told you about them. This is a good one too. Check this out. I find many ghost hunting TV series pretty silly and stupid because you always, did you hear that? Well, no, we didn't. Did you see that? No, we didn't. The camera was pointing at you, moron. That kind of thing. Well, that's why I like the Dead Files so much. There's none of that in there. I've reviewed some of the ones that I liked, and this is another one I'm going to add to the list. Paranormal 911. It's really good. The series actually makes sense. Think about it. People who hear strange noises in their house, the footsteps upstairs, or the creaking door that opens and closes where there's no wind. Eventually, somebody's going to call the cops. Somebody's in my house. Help, come rescue me. Somebody's in my house, Or when paramedics or firefighters are called, somebody calls the ambulance. These people show up, first responders, good people. They show up to help. Well, if there's such things as ghosts, if there really are, chances are cops and paramedics and firefighters have seen them. But you rarely hear about them reporting this stuff. So they've got to be seeing them, right? Well, that's what this is about. And the way they do this is really good. They're interviewing them, the actual first responder, the cop, the firefighter, the paramedic, whatever. And they're interviewing them well after the fact. And they're doing it, they recreate the thing with actors and stuff. And they do a pretty good job. There's one bad thing I have to mention on this. There was one of the earlier episodes, there was a cop, and I want to say she was campus security at a university, and her partner were called to a building, and they called to some sort of an event, and they went in to check the place out. An alarm went off or something, I don't know. But anyway, they're in there, and they see a figure running down the hall. These two police officers, who, by the way, have arresting powers and firearms, drew their weapons and chased this thing down the hallway. Rounded a corner, it disappeared. And they're like, well, wait a minute. It disappeared. We looked and looked and looked, we couldn't find it, and blah, blah, blah. Same cop, same situation later on, left, reset the alarm, left, and reported that all was clear. What cop in God's name does that? They saw somebody running down the hallway. They went around a corner. When they went around a corner, it was gone, so they lost it. But they saw enough of this thing to draw their weapons and give chase. And then they reported that the building was clear. That's not good police work, in my opinion. I'm just saying, And there's a few other little odds and ends similar to that. But for the most part, that was the only real bad part that I saw. The stars of this are Martin Yap, Christopher Allen Brewer, Morgan Knudsen, Knudsen, and then there's many others. And the research on this is pretty good. The acting is pretty good. It's well done. It's definitely not chintzy. And it makes for some interesting shows. We watched the first season. I hope there's going to be more, because to me, this series makes sense. I can see a medium going to houses and stuff. That makes sense. I can see people doing a serious investigation of a home with video cameras and things like that, or a building or whatever, like that other show. Those make sense to me. This also makes sense because this is first responders in emergency situations. If there's such things as ghosts, these are the ones that are going to see them. You know what I'm saying? And you hardly ever hear about cops and firefighters reporting it, because the minute they start saying, hey, I saw a ghost, or I seen something, there's a demon over there, the first thing is they go to psychiatric evaluation, and then they lose their job. So, We understand that. Okay. But give this a check, give this a look. Paranormal 911. We watched it on Amazon Prime. Give it a shot, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.